I saw some news the other day coming out of Marvel's, TV division or the TV side of things, and it's actually kind of exciting. It's that the Punisher is going to get his own special on Disney Plus. I'll be honest, I'm a little more excited about this than I was when they announced Daredevil because I wasn't sure what the series was going to be like or what they would do with the character. Being that their track record since Endgame isn't so great, and let's be honest, their interpretation of characters these days, it's gone downhill. But from everything I've heard, Kevin Feige wants to get things back on track. And Daredevil Born Again is definitely the start of that on the TV side of things because that show's off to a solid start. I won't say it's off to a great start. It's still good. It's very, very slow. I haven't watched the fourth episode yet, but the first three are very slow. I did hear that the fourth episode is still slow. So hoping that picks up soon because definitely need some action on Matt Murdock, attorney at law. I won't even call it Daredevil at this point. Right now, it's just Matt Murdock, attorney at law. And if you haven't seen my first reaction video on that, then you should go check that out. But it is watchable. It does have the same dark tone as the Netflix series, and that's always a good thing. So when I heard that the Punisher series was coming out, I also heard a couple of other things that give it a bit of context, and it makes it seem like it's going to be in line not only with what they did on Netflix, but with the Punisher character himself. As John Bernthal, who reprises his role on Daredevil Born Again, will obviously star in the upcoming special. Now, they're saying it's a special. It's not a series. It's not a movie. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be like a mini event, different parts, or what it is at this point. Right now, they're just saying the Punisher special. But the exciting bit of news is that John Bernthal is going to be a co-writer on the special, and he has promised that it's going to be dark and that, quote, it will not be Punisher light. I promise you that. That's a direct quote from him from an article I saw on the Hollywood Reporter. He went on to say in that same article that he has, quote, the opportunity to tell the story that I think the fans deserve. Now, him co-writing this is exciting because I heard a story just today actually that when he got the role as the Punisher on the Netflix show, he went to a comic book store and he was going to buy all the Punisher comics in the store to read up on the character so he could properly portray him. But while he was there, I've heard that it was the manager, but then somebody clarified and said it was the cashier who's a huge Marvel fan and Marvel fanboy is actually what they said. But he was a huge Marvel fan. I guess John Bernthal told him what he was going to be doing. So he picked out the best, in his opinion. But, if he's a huge Marvel fanboy and he's a huge fan of the Punisher, then I trust him. He picked out the best Punisher comics for John Bernthal to read and base his character off of, and that's what he did. So, with John Bernthal having that knowledge of the character, I'd trust him to write a good series. I trust him to write a good Frank Castle and for this special to be good. I also heard just today, as a matter of fact, both things that he almost walked away from Daredevil Born Again because of how the character was written. Now, again, if he did a deep dive into the comics, into the character himself, then he would know Frank Castle and he would know a badly written Frank Castle. But I'm just glad they got that straightened out that he is going to be on Daredevil Born Again. Well, he is on Daredevil Born Again. If you saw the trailer, then you know he's in it. So that's no big spoiler there or anything. But evidently, he wasn't a fan of how the Daredevil Born Again writers portrayed the character, so he was going to walk away. But evidently, they got something figured out and they wrote it more to his liking because he did come back. And with him writing this special that is supposed to be right alongside Daredevil Born Again season two, they said it might even tie into season two of Born Again, which I like that. I like that the Netflix show had them all intertwined and that they were making their own little universe over there and that all the characters knew each other, they knew of each other, they had interactions, whether good or bad, whether fighting or not, like Daredevil and Punisher did on the Daredevil show. But yeah, this is something to look forward to. And I'm more so, I don't want to say more so open to it because I'm always open to more Marvel shows, especially coming over from Netflix. And especially if they're going to keep that same tone. And Bernthal has promised that it's going to be a dark series or special. I hate to keep saying the word special over and over, but that's what they call it. And hasn't been clarified exactly what it's going to be yet. But he has confirmed that it's going to be a dark interpretation of the character, which I don't know how you could go any other way with Punisher. I like that they're keeping the same tone from Netflix with these series that they're bringing over to Disney Plus, and they do with Daredevil. But it looks like Marvel's trying to rebuild their TV side of things, and they're starting off with two popular characters who have very popular shows on Netflix. And hopefully they can keep it going with both of them and make them just as popular on Disney Plus. I would love to see it. It looks like they're trying to get back to what works, and that's obvious with Daredevil. And if they got John Bernthal promising a dark Punisher special that will not be Punisher light, and a story that he thinks the fans will like. So he's going to try to give the fans what they want, and we'll just see how it goes when it comes out next year. What do you think about this show? Do you still not trust Marvel TV to make good series anymore? And what do you think about John Bernthal writing the show and promising a darker iteration of the character? Let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you next time.